Play different.
Greetings, fellow Mac addicts. In this video, we're looking at
Street Rumble.
That's right, Street Rumble, a beat 'em up from Foxchange software. Now let's make one thing clear, this is not a good game. In fact, I'd even go as far as to say that it's quite bad. But a bad game can still have value and can still have interesting things about it. And it certainly has value to me, which I'll get to a bit later. First, let's talk about why this game is not that good. Well, as you can see, it's not the best looking game, but that's not really a problem for me. In fact, I find it to be quite charming in its aesthetic. Also, despite offering 2 playable characters, there's no 2-player mode, and that's one of the bigger appeals of beat 'em ups. But there is a much bigger problem in that the game just isn't very fun to play. Basically, the creator did not play enough of other beat 'em ups or understand what really made them work, and as a result, this game makes many design mistakes. For starters, the hitboxes are off, so sometimes you or the enemy can punch air but still get a hit, and that's a big no-no. Characters also don't fly back when they've been knocked down, including yourself, which makes it very easy to be sandwiched between enemies. Enemies also always seem to head straight for you, whereas in other beat 'em ups, they tend to give you some space if there's too many around you already. There's also very little break in between enemy attacks, which again isn't the case in the more popular beat 'em ups, at least not in the earlier stages. There is a block ability, but it's not useful enough to mitigate all these problems. And there are other issues too. What the game ends up with is a very frustrating experience that often feels unfair. In fact, the only reason I managed to get anywhere in the game is because it gives you 9 lives and 9 continues. So then why do I have a soft spot for this game? Well, I will tell you. The creator, Laurie is Australian, and I found that very inspirational because there seemed to be very few Australians working on games at the time, especially young ones and especially on the Macintosh. And it made me think maybe I can do it too, even if I did more level making than actual game making. The fact that it was a bad game didn't matter. In fact, that helped because it showed that my early work may be bad, just like Laurie's early work wasn't that great either. And this is one of the reasons why I'm such a fan of diversity today. I mean, if a bad game by a fellow Australian inspired me, imagine how inspiring it must be for people of colour or gay people to see people like them make games. Another reason why I like this game is that it's clear that the creators had fun making it, especially with taking funny photos of their friends in silly costumes and poses. Also, I just want to add that I really like that it's really obvious this character is just sitting on the ground when they perform a jump kick. I also love how completely off the rails the story gets. It starts out normal enough with you beating up gangsters in the streets, but then you beat the first boss and this dialogue happens. Where's Matt? Matt who? Don't play games with me. I'll tell you where he is, but you'll never make it. Yeah, well, that's like your opinion, man. Okay, he's at the old abandoned robot factory. And then in the next level, you end up fighting robots. To be specific, poorly animated Terminators. Then at the end of that level, this happens. Tell me where Matt is, you machine. Not enough data. Please restate the question. State Matthew Beadle's current location. Data suggests he is in a domain of Snotman. Thanks, you good-for-nothing scrap metal. Thank you. Was that a compliment? No, it wasn't, you silly robot. And then in the next level, you end up fighting a supervillain named Snotman. Then when you beat him, this happens. Where's Matt? I don't know. Then tell me what you know. I saw him taken in a truck down this road. Thanks, I have to run. See ya. Okay, I guess I'll just die then. Okay, so that wasn't as crazy, but you do get to fight ninjas in the next level. Once you beat the boss of this one, this happens. Where's Matt? Huh? Answer my question. He's going to the nuclear dump? Why? Probably to have experiments done. And then you're off to the nuclear dump to fight mutants. Once you beat this level, this happens. Where's Matt? Through the vortex? What? Keep walking if you dare to follow. Okay, I'll do it. Be warned, I'd never seen anyone return. And then you end up fighting in another dimension with spaceships flying around in the background. And at the end you fight an alien, but that's as far as I've gotten. This really is quite a tough game. And so that's why I love this not very good game. I really wish it was more fun to play, but I can still appreciate it. And that, my friends, is Street Rumble.